What's up, YouTube? HoneyBee here. We're going to be going over my most recent win in the NA East Week 3 Pro competition, where I had to beat Kerbalicious' Cabal. He did get a bracket reset on me, but we ended up taking the dub with Dvorah. Still needs buffs, but let's take a look. The thing about playing against Kerbo, he's probably the best Cabal player that I've ever played, and he knows how to approach the matchup really well. And the thing about Cabal as well is that ever since they did the custom variations with this character, his slight gas move is just really annoying. It's hard to deal with. He can kind of just jump and then zip in the air and keep going. So, and he gets like really good damage. So he gets like 40% or so for like a combo, and the damage output is going to be really good for this character. He got me with the down 2 crush. And that's the slight gas that I was talking about. That move is really good. All right, right there, that stand 3, that was definitely an input error. Like, wait, can I? That's the problem sometimes with this game, is like you still find yourself getting input errors. It doesn't matter how good you are. Right there, input error stand 3. He ends up getting a full combo punish. And right here in this type of moment, if you look at the health bars, like, we're both in Fatal Blow territory, right? I have more health than him, but I would say I'm actually in a worse position than he is right now, mainly because his Fatal Blow, he can just basically do it on reaction to anything I kind of want to do, and it'll just hit me full screen. If I jump, he can do it. If I try to stick out like a button from too far, he can do it. So I have to be very scared of his Fatal Blow right now, which makes it kind of difficult for me to I'm not going to jump at him. I'm not going to jump at him to apply pressure. I'm not going to really try to do anything too crazy in case he's able to just react. So now I'm kind of stuck right here, and I'm just going to be blocking a lot. But then, yeah, I got hit. You'll see that in other rounds as it approaches. There was definitely times where once he hits that below 30% threshold and he has access to Fatal Blow, it really does shut down some of my options when it comes to approaching, mainly with the jumps, because he can just reaction Fatal Blow to kill me, and that was unfortunate. Lost that. I do actually remember, though, in this match, you'll see this next round, I got absolutely robbed because of this damage that that Cabal has access to. We'll see later on, but we actually had a really good start to this round. It started out well. I got the back 3 tick into interactable, and now we have corner pressure with the bugs. So now we're able to just kind of go to town, keep him there. The bugs still coming in after, so we have that. You know, we have a grab. All of a sudden, it looks like we're doing pretty good. He had 18% health. We still have 74. We're still having him in the corner. We're still pressuring. Now he's down to 3%. And that was actually a really good down 1 from Kerbo right there. I did a jump in, so we'll go back here. We'll see. It did that. I mean, 3%. I did that. I tried to go for the overhead after to just close out that round, but he just wanted to disrespect my jump in plus frames, and he hits me with that down 1 right there. And then now it's his turn to apply pressure. He hit me with the 1-1. I might have tried to flawless block the follow-up and failed, which is why I got hit there. And then I tried to break away. That's the armor break. Puts me in the corner. Chooses not to spend the KB. And it actually ends up killing me right here. He does a poke into that move. That's a crushing blow because I tried to counter poke. And I don't have any defensive bar to break away. And now he just does boom, boom, Fatal Blow. This does like 50-something%. And all of a sudden, I'm dead when I thought I was doing well. I thought I had that round in the bag, but clearly we didn't. That did 52%. And one other thing about Kerbo is he was doing fatalities to everyone after like every match. And I don't know why he does that. I feel like he just does that in tournament. I don't know if he's trying to like get in your head or some shit. So I already told myself and my stream as I was streaming, I'm like, every time we beat him, if we're not going to kill him with a brutality, we're going to do a fatality. So just watch out for that. And then towards the end, when I win, I do a little bit of a teabag into a fatality, but the teabag is not disrespectful. Kerbo and I are cool. We're chill. So I saw some people making comments like, "Oh man, HoneyBee lost a fan because he teabagged or whatever," and it's like, dude, like it's a celebration teabag. I just won with like one of the worst characters in the game. Chill. So just gonna put that out there. So here we go. Next match, we can kind of fast forward for it to start. And at this point, we're still in winner's side of grand finals. Kerbo's in losers, so he does have to reset the bracket on me. Hits me with the... I win this match. Okay. All right, so we got him with that nice little jump in there. That's the thing about Dvorah. Sometimes I see people saying all HoneyBee is jump, but when you're playing a character like Dvorah, you really do have to make use out of that. It's one of the best things about the character, the range that she has on her jump. So you got to utilize it, you know, got to use the strengths of the character. Getting in with the little overhead, tricky stuff. A lot of times you'll see I'm kind of approaching, trying to down 4 to establish some sort of frame advantage with a hit, and then go into some kind of combo afterwards, hopefully trying to open them up. Got a nice little jump in there, and Chael stand 1. There's nothing he could do at that point. So nice little round there. Like I felt like we were actually playing pretty solid. Even though we had lost that other match previously, I still felt like I was doing well, and we didn't really have to change up the game plan or anything like that. And right now it's just that whole lockdown situation. We have him in the corner, and we're trying to keep him there as much as possible, but obviously can't keep him there forever. But we can try to throw him back. Nope. Tech. Nice. I'm not sure if he was doing any kind of habits that I would note out. Not really, to be honest. I don't really feel like much. That's the thing. I wouldn't say much of anything really changed, except I just didn't get cheesed out as much. Like a lot of these games, they ended up being very close. Like that as well. You'll see, like he just ended up getting that touch into fatal blow. And it's one of those things where sometimes, like I feel like with a character like Dvorah, there's times where I do have to take certain risks. Sometimes I'm gonna get punished for those risks. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I gotta just make the right reads, and it might not. If I lose one match and then win the next match, it's not necessarily like, hey, like I would play badly that first time. It's just that maybe he was just making the right reads, and maybe I just wasn't making the right reads at that point, and I just got to try to get it the next time. Is kind of what it comes down to a lot. It's just, can I make those right reads in the right situation? But just because I lose a match doesn't mean that like I'm necessarily doing a bad job or I'm not playing how I should be playing. Sometimes it just comes down to like whether or not you're making those right reads in those clutch pressure situations. Right there, I tried to stand 2 into teleport, but the teleport input, I remember, just didn't come out, unfortunately. And then that was helping me a lot. Back rolls when your opponent knocks you down helps quite a bit. Ooh, there we got a nice little hit too into the reset, and then there we're gonna do back 3 interactable, and that's gonna kill him. But yeah, a lot of times the back rolls can definitely be clutch, and this is where I'm doing my fatality. He did it to me, I'm gonna do it right back. He's been doing it all tournament. I'm gonna do it right back. So yeah, the back rolls can come in clutch a lot of the times when your opponent knocks you down, because if they're trying to like oki you with a 2-hitting string of some sort that doesn't have really good range, a lot of the time the back roll is just going to get right out of that situation. And then as they're whiffing their buttons, I just come right in with my forward 1-3 into teleport full combo. It works a fair amount of time. So sometimes I'm making reads if my opponent's going to try to oki me with something like that. If they notice that I'm trying to back roll a lot, maybe they're going to try to beat me by like chasing me down or trying to throw me or something. And then in situations like that, I'm having to make the read of, will my opponent do something like that? Let's say they're going to throw me, then I'm going to just get up and duck it and down 2 crushing blow them. Maybe I'm just going to do a micro duck into a stand 2-1 teleport so I can get a full combo. Those types of things are just kind of going through my head as I'm playing, and I'm trying to determine if at this point I feel like I should go for something like that. Sometimes it also depends on, you know, bar, how much meter people have, how much life, what the life deficit's looking like. You got to take a lot of those things into account when you're playing these things to the best of your ability, obviously. But yeah, so at this point, the score is 1-1. Kerbo does win this, so I guess we could just move forward, right? This was, I think Kerbo ended up getting both rounds. Yeah, so this game was actually all Kerbo. Yeah, he ended up beating me 2 rounds pretty cleanly. The last one was almost a flawless. But even at that point, I don't second guess. I'm not second guessing the way I'm playing. I'm not second guessing my plan or what I'm doing, like playing the matches. It's just a matter of just trying to play a little bit more solid. Maybe like there's situations where he's following up with certain attacks after certain scenarios, and I'm trying to do something different the next time around that could potentially beat what he did last time. So sometimes those are the type of things that are also going to come in mind. But yeah, at this point he's up 2-1. One more win's going to reset the bracket, and ideally, in my mind, I don't want to go to the reset, so we don't have to play out a whole other set. I'd rather close it out right here, but here we go. So Kerbo, he's an OG. Like, he was around since MK9, but I never played during that time. And then when I got into the scene with Injustice 1, which came out in 2013, he never got into that. And then he didn't really play MKX that much and didn't play Injustice 2 that much. So I actually haven't really played Kerbo in tournament that much. I might have fought him in like a Champions of the Realms here or there, but we don't really play each other in tournament that much. And if we ever do, it's only been in this game. It's never been in like previous NRS titles. I think with a matchup like this, it would be slightly Cabal's favor. I feel a big thing that he has going for him is that damage output that he has, which he hits like a truck. A lot of times when he does get that touch, it's anywhere from 30 to 40% damage, which is pretty significant. He also has great ways to like get you like that. You see, I just did that jump one, and then he just got that punish. There's my back roll, by the way, into the forward one punish. As you can see, there's sometimes I'm going for that type of stuff. But yeah, Cabal, he has solid options against Dvorah, and he's just a really good character. He's safe on like everything he does pretty much. He doesn't really have to take any kind of risks. And when you put that in the hands of a player like Kerbo, he can really excel a lot. He's just very solid. Just a really solid player. So sometimes like I have to take little risks like that, even like where he's just in my face, but I'm just gonna try to steal a turn in a way and just try to get that neutral jump out so that I can do the jump one, and then on hit we get a full combo. On block, hopefully, you know, I can try to apply a little bit of pressure. But it is a little bit difficult dealing with that gas in the air, that he can just kind of zip around like that, because he can either do that and zip around like that, get a full combo, or he can jump and do like air buzzsaws that go downward projectile. So it's not always going to be the same thing, and a lot of times what it ends up doing is making you kind of second guess whether or not you can even try to anti-air. So it can be a little bit difficult, but like the matchup, probably slightly Cabal's favor. It's nothing like too crazy though. I feel like Dvorah, like I'm able to compete clearly with what I got. And yeah, at this point, like this match is looking all Kerbo. He got me with that little projectile right there, and we just got a bracket reset. At this point in time, like I was streaming the whole thing. I wouldn't say I was even that nervous. And like one of the reasons, honestly, is because there's no actual cash prize in this tournament. It's just points. And whether or not I got first or second place, I'm gonna be qualified for the finale because I've already accumulated so many points, and top 16 in points are gonna move on. So there was no money necessarily on the line there that made me think one way or the other of like, oh man, you got to do this, you got to do this. In my mind, I was kind of just thinking like I just want to play well. I just want to try to play my best and try to have some good matches. And if I win, like that's great. Like it'd be pretty cool to win. But I really wasn't in the moment thinking that much about like how great it would be to win, because at the end of the day, there's an actual money on the line, and yeah, I just felt like I'm just gonna try to play my best. That's really it. I think just with the bracket reset, like there was things like moments during some of those matches where maybe I would get hit by some stuff that I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't got hit by that. So in situations like that, it's just like, okay, we got to clean that up a little bit. We just got to play a little bit better. But yeah, I wouldn't say I was really like tilted in any way. Like for the most part, I felt like in my mind, I was pretty calm, pretty collected, pretty like okay with like how things were going, and I still felt like overall I was playing well and that I had a good game plan it got me this far. So there's no reason for me to switch it up. I had no intentions of like switching characters or anything like that. Like this is what I was going to go with regardless of anything. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Also, before the match started, I was thinking that Kerbo, he had a good chance of beating me, because like we have played sets in the past together, like casual sets, and like oftentimes he will often do better than me in the sets, and he'll often get more wins than I will in those sets, because yeah, he's just really good like that. So I definitely went into this knowing that like Kerbo has a good chance of beating me. But I do have that cushion of the reset, and then it did end up being a nice little cushion there. So right here, Kerbo actually has a 1-round lead. He also had like a 70% health to my 21%. And we kind of had to make a big comeback. Like this is one of those things where you really want to get that first win in a bracket reset to feel good. I don't know what that was, but that might have been an input error. He did just that raw slam move, whatever it is, and that shit's highly punishable. So I just did the 1-2 into fatal blow. I think the damage wise, that was like just enough to kill. I was actually wondering if that would be able to kill him or not, because if it didn't, then we would be in one of those scary situations where he'd have access to fatal blow and then he could just do something crazy and rob me. But thankfully he wasn't able to. So here we go again. When it comes to the teleports, like I do it still sometimes. Oftentimes the best time for me to throw out a raw teleport is if I have the 2 bars of defensive meter, so that I can at least like if they do block it and punish me, I can often just at least escape and do that and to save myself. But there's oftentimes like, yeah, it's useful, but it's like I often feel like I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it like it's gonna work, and then if I feel like it's gonna work, then I go for it. Here I was able to get that game. Let me actually go back a little bit, because I had I had this little combo reset, right? Where is it? He does okay right here. So you'll see that I stick out my down 3, and it recovers. And I know this happens because I've played this matchup quite often, and I've actually played it with Kerbo quite often. And I'm surprised he made this mistake. But you'll see I do a down 3 here, and he goes for his, I think it's a back 1-2 string, and he thought that it would hit me, and maybe on the second part, so he committed to going into the Nomad Dash to get a full combo and hopefully kill me afterwards. But you'll see that this first part whiffs. The second part, he must have thought it would hit, but I was able to block in time, and then he just went straight into Nomad Dash, right? And then at that point, that's full combo punishable. I won, but he thought at that moment he was going to punish me, and I knew like it's not going to. So I was happy that happened, so that I could then get that punish there and close it out. I opted to do the stage fatality because we're just doing fatalities to each other this whole game. And I like to do stage fatals. You know, you only get to do it when you're in that stage, and they're cool to see. So. Yeah, so confidence-wise, this was actually a really good match for me because since the bracket had just been reset and we're back at 0, it is really important to win that first match. And Kerbo was very close to winning that first match because he had the first round, and in the second round, he had a huge life lead on me. So the fact that I was able to make that comeback in that second round to go into a final round and then win the final round, that's a very good for you mentally, like for the person that wins, because you're just like, yeah, like it kind of feels like I won this when maybe I shouldn't have won this. Maybe he should be up 1-0 right now, but hey, he's not. I'm up 1-0. That's great. So mentally, it feels good for me. If you're on the other end, I feel that's when it might affect you mentally. Like if I'm in Kerbo's position, I would be like, man, like I should have had that. Like that's kind of BS, right? Like that's kind of what you're thinking in those types of situations. So yeah. Game 2, I believe Kerbo does end up winning this match. And right there, again, I had that input error with this stand 3 that just came out. So I got 28% comboed for my troubles. And there's that slight gas, you'd be able to just kind of apply pressure like that pretty freely. There's not really much I can do. We got our down forward 2 crushing blow there on his jump in, so we're gonna get a nice big dammy combo over here, about 44% into the bug reset, assuming he doesn't break away. There we go, boom, boom. 44, almost 45%. Have that bug reset. Once again, that stand 3 input error was actually killing me. That was a nice interrupt from Kerbo right there, he did. And look at that damage. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. 41% because what? Because he interrupted this. Like, he interrupted my forward 1-3 string, right? I come back, I'm going in for that, and he just hit me before the second part comes out. Good job, Kerbo. And then he just does this, and this must be optimal damage. Like, that's crazy damage. That was 2 bars, so yeah, he had to spend 2 bars, but that's 41% mid-screen. That's really good damage. So that was a tough pill to swallow right there. And now I'm in the corner, not where you want to be, but, you know, I'm 1 touch away from being able to just, you know, switch positions. And if I have the corner, I'm pretty damn comfortable when I have corner positioning. Kerbo opted to actually throw me out of the corner there, which was interesting. And once again, like sometimes little moments like that, I'm not even sure why I'm getting hit. I feel like I'm probably trying to flawless block up 2, and then it's just not working. So now we have him in the corner, trying to lock him down. Like we have a pretty big life deficit. So yeah, that's pretty much GG's. Pretty much GG's already. But knowing me, it's not over till it's over, you know? It's not over till it's over. We're still going to try to do whatever we possibly can to make it. And now, when you get to this point, if you look at the life bars here, I have 6% health. He has 33% health. I'm 1 touch away from winning. Like, 1 shimmy into, you know, teleport fatal blow, he's dead. You know, 1 just clean hit into fatal blow, he's dead. So it's totally doable at this point, but that actually really hurt. Once you're down to that part of health, now it's looking really bad. And here I tried to get him with a shimmy forward 2-2, but he blocked it smartly and ended up punishing and getting the brutality. I didn't have any life to take any kind of chip in that situation, so it was smart for Kerbo to just hold block. Even if I went for the throw, then he'd have another opportunity to guess again on what the next thing was. So that was good on Kerbo's part. All right. So at this point in the tournament, you know, brackets reset. I'm up 2-1. So we only need 1 more to win this match. If we can get a good start, then it's gonna be great. And there we go. We got that little hit there. And now we get the party started a little bit. We kind of in where we want to be, you know, coming in with that down 4, trying to put the bug out, trying to find a hit. And now that he lost his defensive bar, that's actually a really good thing. So if I get a hit, he's not going to be able to break away anymore. There's that the down 3 again. And there we go. Finally, we got our nice hit. So boom, we got a hit confirm, get the side switch, put him in the corner, and now it's kind of party time. What can we do here? Put down the bugs, you know, amp it. He tried to press a button, wasn't ready, and then he just got hit. And that was actually a really clean round for me. I only need one more round to win this entire tournament at this point. It's like, okay, I have him where I want him. I hit him with the forward 2 right to start. Like, this is a great start to this round. Get the bug on the ground. What can we do? I think right here, he had that when he hit me with that. Gosh, when he hit me with that raw nomad dash, I'm like, dude, if I just blocked that, it would have been over. Like, that would have been a big punish. He would have been basically out. But here we go. Once again, just trying to keep him in that corner as much as possible, trying to keep him pressured, use my range as much as I can, since that is like one of Dvorah's biggest strengths is her range. And I'm trying to keep him in the corner as much as possible. You know, he jumps out, I'm just gonna throw him back in. And then I had this feeling, okay? After I did this back throw, I'm like, okay, his health is pretty low. I have a couple of different options, you know. I can try to come in with like another attack of some sort. I can try to put down my bug to apply pressure. I can try to jump to try to apply pressure. At this point, once I have him on the ground like this, I had this feeling that he might have thought maybe I would try to put down a bug so that I can try to start applying pressure. So I'm like, okay, let me not do that. I'm not going to put down a bug. I'm just going to go straight into this 4-2-2 just in case he's going to try to like do something to try to advance on me while I'd be theoretically putting this bug down. So I went straight into this 4-2-2, and he did end up trying to do something to try to come towards me and hit me. And at this point, it's basically over. I don't think there's really anything he can do. I just hit confirm that into that teleport. I do the puddle, and then I'm just going to stand 3 and then do the swarm move. The swarm move's an armor break. He could try to immediately break away, and maybe he would have had a chance, but the problem is just he would have had such low life at that point and no defensive bar to avoid chip out. So it would have been basically GG's, but he should have tried. But he just didn't. He just didn't try, and then it was over. And I'm like, okay, it looks like we won the tournament. I'm just going to do a little bit of a celebratory teabag into a fatality. GG's. Great tournament, everyone. The Hive popping off in stream. I'm sure the stream chat popping off. Kerbo desynced or like turned off his PS4 most likely, which is why you saw that little bit of a stutter there, but we still get to see the fatality. That's one thing I actually really like about online tournaments, is in online tournaments, you get to see all the gloriousness of Mortal Kombat fatalities, brutalities, friendships, what have you. They have to hold that shit, and the stream gets to watch it. And that's part of the reason why I love Mortal Kombat online tournaments, because once you play offline, that person is just immediately turning off their controller, leaving, and you can't see it. It's done. Like, the PS4 is just gonna stop at that point. So I gotta say, I do love that about online tournaments, and I love the fact that I can use my like specific costume that I want to use and whatever, which is cool. But yeah, it was felt great. Felt great to actually get an actual win in a pro competition event using all Dvorah, a character that, for the most part, most people just kind of overlook. They don't even really think about her a lot of times when you think about Mortal Kombat characters, because for one thing, she's not that good. She's not played that much. And she's kind of newer, so she doesn't have as much of a fan base. But it feels great to actually do well with a character that I like and that I want to do well with, and we were able to win the pro comp, the third pro comp. So there you go. If you guys are interested in tuning in to watch me play any of my tournaments live, I do stream them on Facebook Gaming, fe.gg/HoneyBee Commander. Feel free to join at any point. We stream tournaments all the time there, so definitely feel free to check that out and join the Hive. All right, guys, so that was my review of my grand final match with Kerbo in the NA East third pro comp competition. It was a great tournament. GG's to Kerbo. He's one hell of a player. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.